Good afternoon, this is Rob from GRAF, and this week I'm going to be continuing on the series of cow comfort. In last week's video about cow resting behaviour and how resting is crucial for high productivity and healthy cows, I mentioned a new method of cow housing called the compost bedded pack barn. And I said I'd cover that in a little video because it's quite a new system of housing cows. Let's get the PowerPoint going. So the compost bedded back barn, what is it? Well, you'll see a photograph here on the left of a typical cow house in the Middle East. You'll see the feed fence, the scraped the concrete area that's often scraped but sometimes water flushed. And then you have the indoor area that looks a bit like a compost bedded pack barn. That's in under the corral coolers, and you've got curtains to the outside area. That looks like a compost bedded back barn, but it isn't. That system of cow housing, the wet manure contaminated bedding from inside the house under the cover gets scraped out at every milking, and fresh dry bedding is dragged in from the outside area from the sunshine. So it's no composting is taking place. The compost bedded back barn on the right looks similar, but it's completely different. There isn't any outside area, and you're not dragging any material outside to dry it in the sun. Layout, excuse the poor focus of this photograph. You have a large bedded pack area. And then you have, similar to the Middle East, you have the concrete feed alley, which is either scraped or water flushed. And then that allows the cows to feed at the feed fence. The attributes, well, when you're building your compost bedded back barn, or at least starting it off, you start by putting in 12 to 18 inches of organic material. That can be straw, that can be rice hulls, that can be wood chip, any organic material that gets the composting process going. Then, as seen in the other photographs, one of the key attributes is a high concrete wall. You build a high concrete wall right around the bedded pack area because your compost will build up for quite a long period, 6 to 12 months. So you get quite a deep compost bed, and you need a strong concrete wall to retain that. You also tend to have quite a high building because you need good ventilation to remove moisture and heat from the bedding to keep it dry. Management, well, once you get the composted pack building up, you will top it up with fresh organic matter. This happens depending on the time of year. It can be weekly, or it can be every 3 to 4 weeks at other times of year, depending mainly on the humidity levels. On a daily basis, actually at least twice a day, you want to be cultivating that pack. You can see in one photograph here, they're using a rotavator to incorporate fresh bedding, which looks like sawdust or wood chips. And another photograph, they're using a springtime harrow. It's not just about mixing, it's really about aerating, because as the name suggests, composting takes place. Composting needs aerobic bacteria, so you need to get air into that pack. And here's a photograph after it's been worked over, and this looks like a pack that's being built up using either wheat straw or barley straw. So composting. On commercial and industrial composting operations, the windrows are turned frequently. This, as I said, isn't just about mixing, it's also about aerating the windrow and keeping the aerobic bacteria fed. You can see quite a bit of steam arriving off these windrows, and that's because the composting process, those bacteria produce heat, and you can get temperatures of 70 and 80 degrees centigrade, and that's what's allowing you to manage the bacteria in your compost. It's hindering the bad bacteria and hopefully promoting the good bacteria. And that is key to providing a hygienic bedded area for your cows. You can quite easily have moisture levels take off, and then you'll have real problems with mastitis in your cows. So it takes very good management to get the composting process going, keep the moisture levels correct through ventilation and adding fresh material, fresh bedding material. So compost bedded pack barns, bit of a mouthful of a name. They're low capital cost to build. They offer fantastic comfort, but they do need very good management. I know these have been used in North America, they've been used in Europe, and they've been used in Asia. I don't know if they've been used successfully in very hot, humid climates, because the key is removing humidity from your building. And if you were in a very hot, humid climate where you had 70 plus percent humidity year round, I think you may struggle. I'm happy to be corrected than that if anyone knows. But otherwise, they're a very good method of keeping your cows comfortable and rested, as long as you don't let mastitis get out of control by losing control of your moisture content and losing control of your bacterial composting. Any comments on this or any advice? That would be fantastic. I've never come across them directly, just seen photographs, read about them, watched videos. So if anyone has any knowledge, please feel free to comment below or send me a direct message. Thanks for now.